Minutes after taking his oath of office, Professor Chukwuma Soludo promised to hit the ground running. He faces a big task on how to improve security, education, human capital development, among others, as he takes on the mantle of leadership. Joining me via Zoom to talk about developments in Anambra State and the new governor is journalist and politician Frances Olisa Ogbonnaya. It's nice to have you join me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. It's good being here.
Great. Now, it's a new dawn in Anambra State, and there seem to be, from all the reports we have heard, there seem to be some level of hope, expectation, jubilation in the minds and lips of indigents and residents of Anambra State. From your perspective, it's still the same political party with programs, but what are we seeing? What is going to change about Anambra State going forward?
Okay, good morning once again. The governor that was sworn in yesterday is one that came with a very huge CV. He didn't come with an average CV. He came with a huge CV, so the expectation is as high as his CV. So if it was an average candidate, a person who came in with an average CV, like I say, average profile and profile, many people would be like, it's normal, it's same thing, same people. But for a person who has been the head honcho at CBN, and he carried out a very remarkable and verifiable good works at the Apex Bank. So the expectations are high, and people are expecting him to bring that same wand he had claimed to use at the CBN back to Anambra. Then another thing that must have elicited the kind of high expectation and joy, it's the general belief that the outgoing governor, the governor that just left, didn't perform as much as his predecessor, Governor Peter Obi. So for people are expecting to see Soludo to be a governor who would perform as much as Peter Obi, and something different from what was experienced under Willie Obiano. But we never can tell. So that's what people are expecting. Like, one of the reasons for the high expectation is the CV, the profile of the governor that was just sworn in yesterday. So, and I suspected people are expecting more. For whom much is given, much is expected.
All right, let's talk about human capital development. Anambra State is one state that has a lot of able-bodied, capable individuals and entrepreneurs that can boast of independence when it comes to working independently, even without subvention from the federal government. Anambra State is seen as one of the states that can survive all of those. Now, when it comes to developing that human capital, what are you seeing from what you are assessing?
Okay, from my personal assessment of the man, we're expecting him to do much in that aspect, having been an economist himself, somebody who has been around, even though he has not run businesses, even though there's no history of him owning companies. Not just, I'm not talking about owning companies. There is no good history of him owning successful businesses like P2B had, So we've not seen his dossier as somebody who had run businesses, who has thrived on entrepreneurship, which is the strength of Anambra. So that's why we're expecting him to bring in experienced persons, because even though he's a professor, we do not expect him to believe that he knows everything, because obviously he doesn't know everything. So we're expecting him to come, bring in experienced hands, people who are good in entrepreneurship, people who has done these things before, people who have started businesses, run companies, and see how it worked out. And so we're expecting to bring those people on board and actually begin to look at the human capital development. He said something. He talked about how much he's going to invest in women. So that's where I am more focused on. I'm wondering. I'm looking at what he's going to do with women in Anambra State. Anambra State is a state where women have shown extra capacity. Women in Anambra State have shown that they are not average Nigerian women. Of course, 2 out of the 3 senators are female, and Anambra State is the only state that has produced a female speaker twice, produced a deputy governor, produced a governor. So for me, he didn't start well in that area when it comes to empowering women, because that's where I'm more focused on His first appointment because I read something he wrote on 8th March about on the International Women's Day, how women are the future of Anambra, how he was going to do everything with women. But for his first appointment, the three appointments he made, they were all male. So I'm asking, I expected him to start off by at least out of those three appointment, one should have been a woman. That would have actually boosted, because it's also part of the human capital development. It should have boosted the morale and the confidence of an average Anambra woman who has actually put in a lot of work for his government. Who, of course, you saw the video that trended about the woman from Ebenebe who openly rejected what we could have been saying, buy and see money for vote, and said, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to vote for Apuga. I'm going to vote for Soludo. Such women. So women, I'm expecting him to do much when it comes to the area of women empowerment. Women empowerment. I want to see what he wants to do with that. Then subsequently, like I said, bring in experienced people who are experienced in entrepreneurial development, people who are experienced in industry, people who are experienced in human capital management, which is totally different from what he knows, which is finance, administrative jobs. So I expect him to bring those people to help his government. If he decides to do it alone, I'm sorry, he might not go further.
All right. Now, if we see from the woman perspective, he's appointing Dr. Obiezekwesili as the chairman of the transition committee, and being a woman, does that, if we're talking about perception, does that also send a signal that there's some level of balance and hope going forward? He needs to start from somewhere anyway.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. The appointment of Obiezekwesili was a moral booster. Like I said, I've mentioned names. Anambra women. Anambra has a lot of women who are capable. We had expected. I'm not a member of Apuga, but we had expected that ticket was going to be balanced. Probably getting a female deputy. That's what we all hoped at from the beginning, but it didn't work. And currently, they do not have. The speaker is a man, the deputy speaker is a man, the deputy governor is a man, the governor is... These things can work in other states, but not in Anambra, where women are very pronounced, their women are very educated, their women are up and doing. So I expect him to actually begin to balance this. He said his commissioner list will be ready by next week. So I'm hoping, I have got my eyes all open. I expect him to score some first, probably even in his principal appointment, like maybe a first female CPS, all those personal appointments, we want to get women involved, because when you fix a woman in any society, you actually fix the whole society. So that's what I'm hoping, I'm expecting personal on a personal level. But nevertheless, he has a challenge of security facing him. There's a big security problem in Anambra State. I think Anambra is the unsafest state in the southeast. It's so unfortunate they don't talk about it. They are scared to talk about it. But that is the truth. Personally, in my father's hometown, somewhere in Ekusigo, they have vacated the whole town. Nobody goes to the hometown anymore. Nobody gets there anymore. We've all run away. People have gone abroad. People have gone to Lagos and Abuja. Insecurity everywhere. And this area is just close to Nnewi. Even in Nnewi, which is the one of the most commercial capital of that state. So we are expecting him to actually rescue Anambra from the hands of be it non-state actors, but whoever they are and whatever they are, he needs to work as fast as possible to secure Anambra.
That they should work together to ensure that Anambra is safe. Thank you, Frances Olisa Ogbonnaya, for talking to us on TVC Breakfast. We look forward to greater days ahead for Anambra State and Nigeria eventually. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great.